This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jagrich. Nigerian's President Bola Tinubu will introduce a 3-month ban on ministers and other government officials from going on publicly funded foreign trips. Tinubu's chief of staff said the move was prompted by the president's concerns about the rising cost of travel expenses by public officials. The ban will take effect on 1st April. President Tinubu and his administration have been criticized by some for their frequent visits abroad. Since his inauguration in May, Tinubu has made more than 15 foreign trips. The Nigerian president is said to have spent at least 3.4 billion naira, that is $2.2 million or 1.8 million euros, on domestic and foreign travel in the first 6 months of his presidency, 36% more than the budgeted amount for 2023. The Nigerian newspaper Punch reported in January, citing Tinubu Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila, said the travel ban will cut costs amid Nigerians' current economic challenges and the need for responsible fiscal management. The West African country is grappling with one of its worst cost of living crisis in decades, a situation that has led to widespread hardship and anger. The 3-month block on official travels by government officials is Mr. Tinubu's latest attempt at countering the public backlash. The Kenyan government says it will release some of the bodies belonging to victims of the Shakahola starvation cult next week. At least 34 bodies have been identified and linked to their families out of the hundreds that were exhumed last year. The bodies of 429 people, including children, were dug up from graves in Shakahola, a remote forest outside the coastal town of Malindi. Most showed signs of starvation and assaults. Survivors and victims' families said self-proclaimed Pastor Paul Mackenzie encouraged members of his Good News International Church to move there and prepare for the end of the war. Survivors say he instructed them to fast so that they could get to heaven. The government will cancel victims' families but will not assist them to transport the bodies for burial, said Chief Government Pathologist Dr. Johansen Audwo on Wednesday. Mr. Mackenzie has denied responsibility for the death. He said he and several of his followers are currently on trial for several charges, including terrorism, murder, and torture. Exhumations are scheduled to be done in 1 to 2 weeks, Dr. Odo said, adding that 35 more graves sites have been identified. The planned fresh exhumations could drive up the death toll further. Kenya's second-largest bank, KCB Group, has sold its subsidiary National Bank of Kenya (NBK) to Nigeria's Access Bank Group. KCB confirmed the purchase in a statement on Wednesday. KCB Chief Executive Paul Russo said the deal was struck at 1.25 times book value, according to Reuters news agency. The right thing to do is to accept a binding offer from Access Group, he said. KCB acquired a then state-owned NBK in a rescue deal in October 2019 after the bank posted recurrent losses, but KCB has struggled to fix the issues it inherited. The president of Zimbabwe Miners Federation, ZMF, has been arrested for fraud after allegedly attempting to sell 3 mines she doesn't own. Police spokesperson Paul Yati told local media that Henrietta Rushwire had been taken into police custody after a complaint had been received about a mining transaction. The Yati added that Ms. Rushwire was assisting police with investigations. She appeared in court on Wednesday and the state prosecutor opposed bail. Last year, Ms. Rushwire was convicted of trying to smuggle gold worth over $330,000, that is 272,000 euros, out of Zimbabwe in 2020. She was a central figure in the Al Jazeera Gold Mafia documentary, which exposed how huge amounts of gold had been smuggled out of Zimbabwe to the United Arab Emirates. That is the size of Top Accolade African News Updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday.